Reese and Dad's quarantine cooking show.
Welcome back to Reese and Dad's quarantine cooking show. This is episode 9.
Yay! Hey, Big Dan, Big Reese. What's for big dinner?
Tonight we're having steak with balsamic shallot pan sauce and herbed goat cheese cauliflower mash potatoes.
Potato.
Alright, so we're gonna get started on our cauliflower mashed potatoes, or cauliflower mash. And we're gonna roast this. This is parchment paper, obviously, and about 24 ounces of cauliflower florets. And we're gonna roast this for like 20 or 30 minutes in the oven, heated at 475. It's heating up now. We are gonna generously put some salt and pepper all over this, and then when the oven's ready, we'll go ahead and put that in there for about half an hour. All right, we're chopping up one shallot, and we got some nice steaks over here, some KC strips that we're gonna have. Okay, so while the cauliflower is in the oven and before we start cooking the steaks, because that won't take nearly as long, we're gonna kind of just get ready for the mash, the herbed goat cheese mashed cauliflower. So first thing we need is 4 ounces of goat cheese, half cup of heavy cream, and then 1/4 cup of sour cream. All right, and then half a cup of grated Parmesan, 3 cloves of minced garlic, 1/4 cup of butter, also known as 4 tablespoons, olive oil, about 2 tablespoons of olive oil heated up. And we got our steaks, and so we're gonna go ahead and sear these suckers up right here. All right, so once you get the steaks to however done you want them, remove them from the pan and put them on the plate. Cover this with foil, and we're gonna let them rest while we get going on our sauce. So leave the pan over here, it's still good and hot. I'm actually gonna put these and let them sit in the oven, where we're gonna take out our broccoli, I think. All right, so we're taking out the roasted garlic, or roasted cauliflower, and we're gonna just, while it's piping hot, we're gonna go ahead and add it to this. Add 2 tablespoons of the butter, melt that up. Actually, we can go ahead and add up the shallot that we had chopped earlier in with the butter. And we're gonna saute the shallot until it's, soft and translucent, so to speak. All right, so we're supposed to add this to a food processor, but I don't own a food processor, so we're gonna just use this and mash it up while it's hot, which will melt that butter and I'm assuming the cheese. And then we're going to use the hand mixer over here, and grind this up.
Okay, so we have 1/4 cup of beef broth.
Excuse me, please.
And 1/3 cup of balsamic vinegar.
And we're going to use that to kind of get the bits from our steak cooking on the bottom. But we have one more ingredient to add to this. Deglaze the pan with it, which is nice because those little bits of steak where we cook the steak will help add flavor to the sauce, I'm thinking. And then we're going to add 1/4 cup of spicy brown mustard. You can also do Dijon. We're going to do spicy brown mustard. You just add that in there. The spicy brown mustard, it'll it'll start thickening up. And then it's gonna get to a boil. And then we're gonna turn it down. We're gonna turn that down and just let it simmer for about 5 minutes while we go back over to our cauliflower. Finished up our cauliflower. Now I'm gonna take the mixer to it and see if this will help. This is where I guess a food processor probably would be pretty damn handy. So our balsamic shallot pan sauce has simmered for 5 minutes. So now we're gonna go over here and grab our steaks out of the oven. Take this sauce and pour it over the top of our steak here. All right, so we had steak with balsamic pan sauce, balsamic shallot pan sauce, and herbed goat cheese cauliflower mash. Overall, I will give this one a 5, maybe a 6.
I would give it a 5 out of 10, probably.
Yeah, the shallot pan sauce was a little
Vinegary.
pungent. Yeah, it seemed like it had quite a bit of balsamic in it. Normally, balsamic's pretty good. I like balsamic, but it just seemed like a little bit much. I don't know if maybe the decision to go with the brown mustard versus Dijon helped sort of add to that. Maybe next time I would try Dijon instead of the brown mustard. The steak was good. The sauce wasn't my favorite. And then I don't have a food processor, so we had to use the hand mixer on the cauliflower, and it was kind of chunky.
It was stringy.
Yeah, and stringy a
Having
little bit.
a food processor is definitely needed when making this.
Although we've made other stuff, I feel like the roasting of the cauliflower made it that way too. Because we've steamed cauliflower and mashed it up with no problem like we did for the twice baked
Cauliflower.
So it just wasn't overall not too bad. The flavor of the cauliflower with the goat cheese, I actually really liked it.
I thought it was, I don't really like goat cheese, so maybe that's why I thought it was weird. But like, I don't know, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Just the texture was off, that's about it.
Yeah, that was right. So food processor probably would have been helpful on that since we roasted it and didn't steam it. But other than that, it was, just sort of an average meal. It was actually kind of a lot of work. It was a mess to clean all that crap up, which I hate. No, again, live and you learn. Try some stuff and it works out or it doesn't. But hello, Francie. Anyway.
Nutrition facts. Come here, big baby.
490 calories per serving, 35 grams of fat, 33 grams of protein, and only 4 grams of net carbs. Pretty good stuff there. You could actually get 8 servings out of that steak, I think, which is what we got out of it. We don't serve more than 4 or 5 ounces of steak, so those strips were pretty big. Anyway.
But they were good and chewy. There's just a lot of fat, but that's normal.
Don't forget
for pan steaks.
It is.
Yep.
You say that like you've got this down. Anyway, don't forget to comment.
Subscribe and like and comment.
Subscribe and like and comment.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, guys.
Get out of that.
Okay, so today we are going to be feeding Plumpy fat because she needs more of it. Plumpy! Come get your fat! Ow! And then why is it chunky?
What is this?
Hey, Dad! What's for dinner?
Pro tip from Reese. If you ever feel the need to cry when cutting up an onion or a shallot, pour salt in your eyes. It will take away the pain from the onion.